What's up, guys? It's Carl here, and today in Power BI we're going to be showing you how to use the waterfall chart in the Power BI visuals. So first things first, we're going to come over here and let's minimize this. Let's go ahead and open up the waterfall chart. And as we can see with the waterfall chart here, we can come here and we'll see kind of what this waterfall chart would look like. So we're going to go to category. We're going to add in our region. And the breakdown here is going to be our quantity, and then our y-axis is going to be our sales. All right. So now we see what the water. So now we see what the waterfall chart looks like, and in the waterfall chart we have this increase, decrease, total, and other. All right, so if we come here and let's just go ahead and do some cleanup here. So for our sales, let's just make this 2, and then for our quantities, we're good with that, and our profit, we're good with that. So when we hover over this 2 tip now, we won't see anything that's out of the way or ordinary. So we see that our south summer sales is 5,000 when our west summer sales is 2,000, and then we see a summer sales change, which is a negative 42.33%. all right, and over here if we hover, we can see how all of these things differ depending on the quantities. All right, so and then if you just click on this total for the south region, we'll see that the sum is 16,000. all right, so let's go ahead and format this visual. So in formatting this visual, of course, I like to go ahead and get started with visual border and dropping that shadow. And once I drop that shadow, we're gonna go and update this title. Y'all know I hate this sum of sales part, so we'll get rid of that. So sales by the region and quantity, and we'll come down here to our x-axis where you can change the font size, change the font, as well as change this font color. You can turn that title off if you don't need it. And then you can also come down here to your y-axis and set the minimum and maximum range here. You can also update that by just simply using that scroll bar, and you can also move your legend. If you choose to turn it off, you can turn it off, or if you choose to keep it and move it, you can move it by just going down here to these positions in your options setting, and you can also turn that title off as well. You have a few grid lines, of course. If you go ahead and expand that, you can see how you can manipulate your grid lines. You have several different grid line styles. You have your line style, your dash, your solids, and that is what your grid lines would look like. And if you come down here to title, you can change where your title is located by just going into title and going down to horizontal alignment, as well as update your title font if you want to update it to a desired font size and color. You can also come down here to columns, and your columns, you can change these colors. So if you want your total to be a totally different color, you can change that to another color, something that contrasts well with the rest of this report. You can also increase your spacing or decrease your spacing, as you can see here. And you can also come down here to your breakdown and do maximum and minimum breakdown. So if you want to have 2 breakdowns or 3 breakdowns, you can change that by just changing your breakdowns here, or you can increase your breakdowns up to 8 breakdowns. So just feel free to pick your own desired breakdown here. You can also turn on your data labels. So if you turn your data labels on, you'll see what those breakdown values are. You can also change the font size, as well as the decimal units. So if I wanted to make sure that my decimal units are fixed decimals, just fixed to just 2 decimal places, you can do that, as well as see the breakdown. So you can see basically the breakdown is going to show you from the south region to the west region. So from the south to the west, it's going to show you the decrease in sales, and then it's going to give you the sales total decrease, and then you're going to also get the total for the west, and then the west will let you know if it's increased, decreased, changed, and then it'll do the same thing here, and you'll be able to see what those differences are, right? All right, so if you click on these three dots and you change the sorting, of course, you will get a different sort, and that is how that will look. You can sort it by sales, or you can sort it by the region. So if you sort it by the region, you will get a few different values here. So just keep that in mind. If you want your waterfall chart to look different, just remember you can click on these three dots and sort it in different ways. All right, back to formatting this visual. We're gonna go ahead and change this color to black, and then we'll go down here to the reference line. And if you want to add a reference line here, just keep in mind that it's just a constant line that you can add, and you will have to change that value to that constant line to a desired value between 0 and the maximum number, which is 16,000. So if I wanted to change this to, let's just say 10,000, then my reference line will be set to 10,000. I can change this color. I can change it from a dash to a solid or a dotted. And I can also move this in behind the bars instead of in front of the bars. So now we have a reference line for 10,000, and I can also give this a data label. All right. And that is how you create a waterfall chart visual in Power BI. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Carl. Peace.